How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff. So, we got chapter 155 of Jujutsu Kaisen today, so you know it's a good day. You know it's a fun time. And yeah, we're getting right back into the stuff with Yuji and Hakari, which we didn't really get to last time. We really just left off with, hey, you want to make a lot of money? Like, that was literally all we left off on last time, but hey, I'm here for it. Lord knows I like to make money, so everybody does. Even though Yuji's like, what, money? Huh? Anyway, Yuji's not necessarily a normal person. But yeah, we keep going on, and Hakari says what he said last time. You want to make yada yada amount of money by working only like an hour a day. And Yuji's just like, well, I guess it depends on the type of work. I don't really want to be a construction worker, so no, if that's it. No. Yuji just says, no, it depends on the kind of work. And Hakari says to Yuji, says, well, you can figure out the type of work, but you got to pay me 200,000 yen first. Yuji's like, it seems a little bit dishonest, you know? And Hakari's like, yeah, it's kind of the point of a scam, kid. Like, it's kind of what you do. So yeah, this man's not just a gambler. He's a scammer, a gambler. Any way he can make money, he doesn't care. But we figure out there's more to his personality than that, and what we get from him, I actually really enjoyed this chapter. He seems like a type of person who doesn't necessarily take feelings into account all of the time. It's more about the end goal, and he does also seem to be the type of person that kind of looks at the bigger picture a little bit when he gets into the whole, it's not the gambling, it's the losing and the ruin that comes with not knowing when to stop gambling. That is what people hate. That's looking at the big picture. A lot of people would just look at gambling and go, no, people hate gambling because it's bad and it's gambling and it ruins people's lives. No, Hakari is actually technically right here. It's the negative consequences that come along with a process like gambling that people dislike, that people hate and get mad at. I enjoy all of that part of the chapter where he kind of goes in and talks about, no, it's people's passion that drives them to keep gambling and keep trying without knowing when to call it quits and all of this stuff. And he's all about people's passion and how it drives them. And I think he's going to be an extremely fun character moving forward in the series. But eventually, as he gets done talking about gambling and how it pertains to people's passions, and that's what he loves is people's passions, and all of this stuff, he finally mentions that he wants to use everybody's passion, and the spot that the Jujutsu world is kind of stuck in right now with curses being made public knowledge and all this stuff and everything literally just being a giant mess. He wants to use the situation to get his fight club put into Jujutsu regulations. Yeah, we're literally just trying to set ourselves up in the long run for business gains. That's the whole reason we're doing all of this. This is all just a money grab. So you know what? I'm fine with it. It's fair. It's whatever. Do your thing, Hakari. I get it. I understand he doesn't get along with the conservatives. You know, but we're not getting into conservatives. That's a conversation that can leave Jujutsu Kaisen very quickly and go into other stuff, which nobody needs to get into. Please, nobody start doing that. Oh, God. Anyway. As he's telling Yuji that he needs capable pawns to be able to go against the Jujutsu headquarters on this and try to get, I don't know, I guess this regulated? I don't know. The phone starts going off. What we don't know is that a call from Kirara is actually by itself, without even having to be picked up, already a sign for emergency. However, Hakari's smart and he doesn't just immediately start fighting as soon as the phone goes off. He actually keeps talking a little bit and eventually he mentions Satoru Gojo. Yuji, trying to be the smart boy, Yuji tried really hard and I'm proud of him for how well he did. However, Yuji forgot that some sorcerers are pretty intellectual people and tend to play 2, 3, 4D chess even. And yeah, he didn't think about the fact that Hakari was bringing up the name Gojo because of the fact that every sorcerer on Earth knows who Gojo is. You don't have to be a part of Jujutsu High specifically to know Gojo. But Hakari knows Gojo is most specifically tied to Jujutsu High. So, Yuji acting like he doesn't know him is actually a huge giveaway, and Yuji basically screaming at somebody as smart as Hakari that he's from Jujutsu High. So yeah, Yuji kind of just got outplayed in the mental chess game here. Not entirely his fault, and even if he didn't, it didn't really matter because the call from Hoshi was already a sign of an emergency, so Hakari already knew something was going to be up. He didn't need to trick Yuji like that, but it kind of just cut to the chase really quickly, and it was a nice way to get through the kind of wonky area of knowing there's an emergency but not knowing they're from Jujutsu High. Yeah, he just cut straight to the chase and figured it out. So that was nice and that was fun. So yeah, out of nowhere, there is the glass that Hakari was drinking out of coming straight at Yuji's face, literally about to just poke him straight in the eye. And then out of nowhere, there are what I believe to be the doors to a train. You know how a train pulls up into the station, the doors just open up for you? I'm pretty sure Hakari just has two of those doors sitting in his little office or rooftop space, whatever you want to call it, monitoring area. I'm pretty sure he just has two of them sitting there, and they just come in and try to cut Yuji in half with these doors. He blocks them, jumps on top. I don't think it was actually going to cut him in half. They're pretty thick doors. They're not like giant knives or anything. But yeah, they came out of literally nowhere. I have no idea what is going on with that. We have an idea of like scales for his, I don't know. I'm not getting into his technique yet. I'm not calling it. We're going to keep going. It was crazy. Those doors literally came out of nowhere. So yeah, all of a sudden he's jumping up trying to knee Yuji in the face. Well, luckily, once we get into the actual full hand-to-hand combat side of things, it's kind of Yuji's specialty, so good luck kneeing him in the face. So Yuji's trying to tell Hakari to listen, wait, I gotta talk to you. These doors, I guess, flip position and then slam down on Yuji's neck and like the back of his neck and trap a hand in there. So yeah, now we're trying to use him as a guillotine. I don't know if these things are just floating as they fight or what's going on with them, but these doors seem like they're kind of a pain in the ass for Yuji, and I can kind of see why. So yeah, after he gets guillotine chopped by these train doors, Hakari is immediately kicking him in the face. But the doors are gone. Yuji's able to put his hands up and block a little bit before grabbing Hakari by the collar and headbutting him straight in the forehead. And I gotta say, the panel of Hakari taking that headbutt and his facial expression not changing like at all, that was pretty dope. That's how you make your character look tough. Take a shot like that and just not even... You can see his forehead is scuffed up. Like, there's some damage on his head from that. Expression did not change one single iota. And that's awesome. That was dope. I'm all about that. Yuji's trying to tell him to listen, and he's like, don't wanna. I already cooled off. Which I really like that kind of flip, because technically, people get heated up. People get hot-headed. They stop listening. Hakari is the opposite. Once you let him cool down, he doesn't care anymore. He's not about it. You can get out. He ain't going to listen to you. That, I found that kind of interesting and neat, and is another thing to make me like the character. So yeah, so far with his introduction and the way he's been handled, very, very nice character. Very much looking forward to more Hakari in the story. So we go back outside. Megumi, Panda, and Hoshi, the three of them are still stuck in this little stalemate. Megumi thinks this is a great opportunity to just talk to Hoshi, which it technically is out there, but if he knew what was going on inside, he probably wouldn't think a stalemate is the greatest opportunity at the moment. Then again, I guess they are kind of blocking Hakari's exit as well, so maybe kind of, I don't know. Anyway, we have a little bit more conversation, and they keep trying to convince Hoshi that they're on their side. They're not working with Jujutsu High right now, they just want their help. Well, Hoshi's not very trusting of people from Jujutsu High. I guess kind of understandably, even though I don't know why. I don't know. It seems like they're under the assumption that every student from Jujutsu High just loves the higher-ups, like just adores them, which is kind of false. None of them really do, as far as I can tell, but doesn't matter. So, yeah. We start talking more about the different sides of the Jujutsu world. A conservative side is the one we talk about more this time. And they seem to like the more old-fashioned techniques, don't tend to like newer things. Things called cursed videos came around, and they weren't a fan of those. They're a big fan of somebody like Kugasaki's technique, And yeah, so the conservatives of the Jujutsu world don't really get along with people like Hakari very much. And that's kind of why we have this back and forth with them, Jujutsu High, all that stuff going on. But Megami tries to get it through to Hoshi and explain to him, like, no, we're coming to ask for help because Gojo's sealed. Like, he's gone. Like, we need some help. And I guess Hoshi just doesn't even believe that at all, which I guess kind of understandable. It's kind of hard to believe that Gojo would be sealed without prior knowledge, but I'd assume that that news would have had to make it to everybody by now. Like, that is huge news. So, yeah, I'm not sure if Hoshi's just dumb or hasn't gotten the news or what. But yeah, so that didn't work, and we're just gonna keep on fighting. So we end the chapter off with Megumi throwing up a big old wall of rabbit escape, and you see a little like the little mark on the side of his mouth. It kind of makes me think a little bit of Toji. Like, it reminds me of his father a little bit, just from a purely physical standpoint. I kind of enjoyed that little touch because you've seen that from Toji sometimes, especially when he like wipe the side of his face, he get that little line on the side. I don't know. It reminded me of him, and I thought that was actually really cool. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the chapter. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below. It helps out, means a ton. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.